All right, guys. So we are at Star Wars: The Skeleton Crew, episode 4, and I gotta say, I feel like when it comes to a lot of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows, and Marvel shows for that matter, around episode 4 is when it's kind of starts getting bad. And I'm pleased to say that we're at episode 4, and thus yet, and when I say a lot of the Disney Plus and Marvel shows, I mean a lot of them will start pretty good, and then they kind of go downhill. Star Wars Skeleton Crew is not really going downhill. Now, I will say, this is probably the worst episode thus far, but I still didn't mind it at all. So we get to this new planet at Akin, right? These are the coordinates that the owl lady gave them, and we start to unravel some more of the mystery. So this is a planet that's kind of identical to At Adin, but it appears it's like this like post-apocalyptic almost version of it, right? And it's like this war-torn planet where you have clans going after each other and whatnot, and it seems to suggest they kind of they kind of end up suggesting this at the end of the episode, especially that there were many at planets, right? Like it seems like in the old Republic they built like many planets like of the same ilk, like, and we still don't necessarily know why they made all these planets be very similar to each other, but for whatever reason all of the other old Republic planets got wiped out, or I guess we've only seen one of them, but at Adin, their homeworld, is like this weird time capsule, right? That we've kind of looked Old Republic time capsule. That's something that we noticed in the other episodes, but it seems like it is being like explicitly hidden, because the droid here actually had his memory wiped because he knew of At Adin, but he was like given this like prime directive or whatever, in order to forget about At Adin. And so yeah, I'm just very curious to see where this mystery goes. Like, who exactly created these planets? Why exactly are they hiding it from the rest of the galaxy? This droid was hanging out with pirates, and so it's like, why exactly would the pirate hide hide at Adin's like address or whatever? And why exactly would he order the droid not to say it to anybody? Like, are pirates in charge of At Adin? Or they kind of like did they like take over it? Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of interesting because like one of the other interesting things is that presumably there's like a shadowy cabal of people that are like controlling the At Adin and the people inside of it. But the one interesting thing about it is that we haven't necessarily met any characters that I would think would be the leaders of that cabal. It's like, maybe it ends up being Fern's mom. Maybe she's like the one character so far that I could see becoming like somewhat of a villain. I don't think it'll be the dad character. Probably, I don't think it'll be that guy. Because I mean that's just kind of how stories go, right? Where like one of the characters that oh, twist, they're the villain actually. But I don't know. Aside from Fern's mom, I'm not really sure who that would be. So that's just that's the mystery remains interesting, and I'm excited to unravel it in future episodes. I think the weakest part of the episode though, and it kind of like makes it. Sorry, I didn't mean to pull up this picture. Sorry, this was the picture that I meant to pull up. But yeah, the weakest part of this episode is this weird clan that treats kids like adults. They were just like very quickly introduced, and the whole storyline with them, it just felt very rushed. Like they tell us that they're at war with this other clan, but it's all exposition, and it just feels very rushed, and they don't really give us an opportunity to really get to care about the clan as a whole. Which I get. I guess it's like it's not like the clan is going to end up being like a main part of the story moving forward, or at least I don't think they will be. Like it's like a side plot for this episode, but I don't know. I still think they could have done a better job of making the clan seem more interesting and making us care about some of those characters. Um, Although I will say, yeah, sorry, the one character that they did actually make interesting was the girl that Neel uses his accidental riz. He wasn't even trying to, but he rizzed her up. I actually did like their little interaction where Neel like influences her or whatever with his kindness. He like suggests that maybe they make peace with the enemy, and I guess her clan, because they've just been survivors for their entire lives. They just never even consider that, I guess. So yeah, I did like that part, but the clan as a whole, I thought was just kind of like, I don't know. Everything feels rushed. Like they didn't even show Jude Law interacting with the opposite clan. So like I don't think we didn't even really meet the opposite clan. So it's one of those things where these Disney Star Wars shows have shorter episode runtimes, and this is one of those episodes where it's like probably could have been longer. We probably could have told a more interesting story with the clan, but it is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, overall, still a solid episode. Still by no means a bad one, and overall, I'm still very much enjoying Skeleton Crew. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.